Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you love to watch more cheating stories. Wish to find out exactly how to get back your ex? Examine the web link in the description box to find out how. I have actually, 30 meters, already determined to forgive my partner 30 meters, but want to speak with others, especially other gay men, who have actually been via the same point and also how they have actually processed it. TL, Doctor, found out my other half of 3 years has been sexting this man on Instagram. I snooped on his phone, so I've made a decision not to challenge him regarding it and just forgive him quietly. Still hurting, yet I know I intended to keep, I simply wish to learn through other individuals. Apologies in advance for the cold composing design. I could not sleep, simply needed to get this off my breast first. Exactly how I learn. The other night, my husband came house after an evening out, fairly drunk, and left his phone in the kitchen as opposed to on his night table. I determined to have a snoop. He's given me access via Face ID, so it's not like it was a citadel. I searched in his photos as well as found a picture of him in his undergarments in a specifically suggestive posture that was not sent out to me. Went to his hidden folder, and also there's even more of the very same, along with screenshots of those disappearing pictures on Instagram of one of his on the internet close friends in his underwear positioning, extremely suggestively. I looked in his DMs and can validate at least 2 different instances of where they've been sexting fairly explicitly. Both times he references being drunk. The discussion on Instagram where the screenshots were taken appears to have actually been deleted, yet there was an additional one that wasn't, as well as it was fairly specific. The person he's sexting remains in an additional country and they've never ever met personally, though. Additional content. My husband used to run a business that had him use a lot of social media, and he's formed a small following, so it didn't surprise me that a guy slid into his DMs. What surprised me was he indulged it, and the instances where I can confirm they've sexted are months apart. I'm gonna stay because he's my best friend and he's truly one of the best people I know. The picture in my head is still us growing old together. The idea of him having sex or sexting other people, by itself doesn't bother me. We've discussed an open relationship before and it's not off the table. What particularly hurts me so much is that he's had low sex drive for as long as we've known each other, a long-term side effect of some mental health issues, and his ex of 5 years also confirmed this, and he's sexting this guy quite colorful things. We go weeks without having sex, and we don't really sext. I wouldn't have been against this either if this is what we agreed on. We discussed having an open relationship and he didn't want to do it. Guys slide into my DMs too, and though I have the higher libido, I've said no, so I feel betrayed. The next couple of days is just going to be me acting like I don't know anything. What I'm trying to navigate in the next few days is what this means for us. I don't think I'll confront him just yet, since this might signal him to delete more things and be more secretive. I want to know from people in this sub, particularly from the ones who might have gone through a similar thing, particularly other gay men. Here are some of the best comments from our community. He's using sexting for attention and the excitement of someone new. It's turning him on because it's not you. Some people think they can be freed sexually with a stranger more than their partner. I don't know, these are just my thoughts, my friend. Your husband is not a good candidate for an open relationship. Open relationships take just as much trust as closed relationships, if not more, because there are still boundaries that are established, and jealousy and limerence can be very difficult to work out if you don't have 100% communication and 100% trust. The simple fact that he was hiding this from you means he knew it broke a boundary and he had no problem hiding it. Hiding truths or hiding information is an implicit lie by omission. Do you think someone that chooses to break your boundaries and lies is a good candidate for an open relationship? They aren't even a good candidate for a closed relationship. If you want to make this work, this person needs to willingly go to therapy and absolutely understand that what they have done broke your trust. So sorry you are going through this. I am still working on saving my marriage, so I can't give much advice. But I know what it feels like to hold something like that in and pretend everything is okay. It's like a slow-acting poison. Please don't carry the weight alone for too long, and please consider getting outside help to heal your marriage. I learned both of those things the hard way. Best of luck to you! Exclamation mark. Don't hold it in, it will destroy you. Maybe bring up the open relationship thing again, and say you don't mind bringing in the third person occasionally, but you don't want to deal with any deception or betrayal. Another cheating story. I am lost with everything in my life. This is going to be a long one. My girlfriend, I call her my wife, We have been together for 7 years and I refer to her as my wife and she refers to me as my husband, and we have a child, cheated on me. The first time was about a year ago. She has alcohol problems, and slept with a guy. It has hard for me but I moved past it and decided to stay with her. 2 weeks ago she stayed out all night and I couldn't get a hold of her. I freaked the hell out, but she told me she was out with her friend and I put it slightly in the back of my mind. She did it again a week ago, except she called me at 3 a.m. to tell me it was all okay, her story was off, and didn't make sense but I let it go. I started writing my wife an intervention letter for her drinking, as her story said she walked like 3 miles to her friend's house at 4 a.m. I got to the part where I was writing down about the night, and decided to look at her timeline to see if she'd gone anywhere she doesn't remember. She called me from somewhere that wasn't her friend's house. She was there for 6 hours. I confronted her and she admitted to cheating on me, both last week and then. I went ballistic. After everything I still decided I wanted to work things out. Get therapy. Get couples therapy. Now, this whole week I've been tracking her, making sure she's going where she says she is. I have been really trying to give her trust but I broke down today and went through her phone. I quit my job a month ago because my boss was treating me like shit. I found screenshots of texts between the two of them. She had been having an affair for 2 months, and they had sex 4 times. I now know why my boss was treating me like garbage. I don't know what to do here. Every fiber of my being says just leave, but I love her. She is my person. I am so betrayed but I don't know how to go from here. But she is my life. We have children together. I will lose everything. I just don't know what to do. This whole week she's been saying she wants to work things out, that she wants to try and move past it, that she doesn't want the party life forever. Where do I go from here? Edit/update. Thank you everyone for your words, be them good and bad, I needed to hear them. I decided to set up a meeting with the owner of the company, outside of the workplace, just me and him. I am going to tell him everything and show the evidence, and ask him to pull his phone records to verify because it was on his company phone. I don't know if anything will come of it and quite frankly I don't care, but he deserves to know who's working for him. Here are some of the best comments from our community. If he comes after you, just remember that you have a pretty damn good lawsuit to slap him with. He fired you and treated you like crap while sleeping with your girlfriend. Wrongful termination. You're so codependent on her it's actually dangerous. Read Leave a Cheater, gain a life quickly and do what needs to be done. Contact an attorney for custody right now. Yes, read this publication even if you're not planning off duty. I really dreamed this book had a various titles since in the initial shock as well as complication as well as craziness, a great deal of people think they should not pick it up even if they're not psychologically ready to leave. Those that get cheated on are usually excessively committed. Probably codependent. They're not quitters. They believe in loving beyond as well as regardless of the shitty therapy they receive, which is by the way far more prevalent than the actual cheating and also appears in all type of other ways. They're also recognizing. They're also lax. Which is possibly the factor they end up in the setting to be cheated on because they forget millions of earlier warning. I assume most people, including me, read this publication far too late and experience a lot of discomfort attempting to identify on their own what this book would let them know means earlier. Even if you can forgive, even if you can recognize, even if you're planning to stay, I think it's safe to claim your present partnership isn't what you want to remain in, right? You want a new one, a better one, keeping that better version of your partner you count on and also love, which may or may not ever come to existence based on her decision, which you have no power over. All of us know you deserve better. And also this publication will certainly aid you defend what you deserve. At the end of the day, the only point you have authority over is yourself. You possess yourself, as well as you pick who reaches have you. You're the one that puts a price on yourself. So don't offer yourself inexpensive. You cannot change her. Only she can do that. But you can safeguard your borders. You can stand up for yourself. As well as if you are just one of the very, really unusual situations in which the individual who ripped off on you determines to face the gravity of the damages they caused you, and dedicate to modification and growth and being much better, you'll know that too, based on this book. So please, read it. Inevitably though, I assume there is no rewarding connection that can exist unless both events are willing to let it finish if their tough limits are broken. If you won't let it end whatever, you're producing the perfect problem for your own abuse, as well as it's never going to get better, only worse. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you assume in the remarks listed below. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell.